What's up, everyone? Welcome to this episode of Inside Homebuilt Workshop. Well, in this episode of Inside Homebuilt Workshop, winter has returned here to Colorado. This morning we woke up to about 4 to 5 inches of snow. It was cold and the roads were nasty, but now it's kind of warmed up some and the snow is clearing off. But I kind of enjoy the snow myself. I don't necessarily like the bitter cold, but I can definitely tolerate having snow on the ground and the temperatures when they're like in the 20s to 30s. That's kind of what I like the most, but I do enjoy having the snow. One thing here in Colorado, the weather is really strange. Now, I grew up in Pennsylvania, for those of you that didn't know. I'm used to wintertime being when the snow hits the ground. It's kind of snowy all winter long until spring. Now that weather's kind of different nowadays. It doesn't quite do the same things when I was growing up in Pennsylvania, but I definitely am used to the snow. I grew up driving in the snow and I don't have any issues with that. So I do enjoy when we get some snow. The weird thing about Colorado weather is you could wake up to a bunch of snow and by that afternoon, a lot of it's already gone. The roads are clear, nothing's really icy, and it's just really a different feeling. Even when you get like a really bad storm, a lot of times the next day it's a complete 180 from whatever was going on during that storm. It's really strange, but I do like the snow and it's kind of nice to see it on the ground. Of course, it does make it a lot harder to work here in the shop. I don't have a great heating system in here, but we do still get some stuff done in the wintertime. So the last couple of videos that I put out, the first one was the DIY shop air cleaner. That thing turned out really good. It was a bit of a challenge to get it put all together, not because it was hard or anything, but I had some struggles with some of the dimensions and I wasn't really sure going into it how I was going to cut everything, but it ended up coming together and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. If you haven't seen that video, there's a card up here and I'm also going to put a link down in the description. Now, one issue that came out of that was the size that I was working with was actually quite small. I ended up using a filter that was 10 by 14. 10 by 14? Yeah, 10 by 14. I wanted to use something bigger, but the reason that I used such a small filter was instead of getting a larger filter and building around that, I was trying to work with only the space that I had around the blower frame. I didn't want to make it bigger and build around that. I wanted it to be nice and small and as compact, but one of the issues was I couldn't find a good filter that would fit. I wanted something that I could pick up about anywhere in case I needed to replace it. I didn't want to have to special order one like I did for the filter that I used. I actually had to order that size because I couldn't find that one that small locally, but I've got a solution and I'm going to be doing a video on how to make a filter from a larger filter. So stay tuned for that. I've got to start working on that probably in the next week or two, and it's going to be kind of a quick one, but I'm going to show you how you can buy a larger filter, cut it down, and make the size that you need. And the other video, which just came out yesterday, was a Halloween project that Haley and I did. We built a lighted Halloween decoration. That thing turned out awesome. That was a really fun project. We always have so much fun when we're working together. We just laugh and have a great time. So if you want to check out that video, also a card and a link in the description as well. So be sure to check that out. Let us know what you think. And along with that video, I'm also going to put a blooper video separately out on my channel with just bloopers. Most of you guys probably know I like to try to put bloopers at the very end of the project. I know a lot of people really enjoy seeing those, and I also really like putting those in. They're really fun and it kind of gives a fun feel to the project, I think. And we had so many of them that when I put them all at the end of the video, it just made it way too long, and I didn't really want to cut out a bunch of them. I wanted to be able to share them because I think you guys are going to enjoy it. It's not going to be a project, but it's just going to be a separate video. I'm going to probably put it out this weekend, and you guys can see some of the fun times and goofy stuff that was going on while we were working on that project.
Hold on! Okay, that's enough chit chat.
So another thing that's going on, recently I had a couple of large trees that had to be taken down here. We had these big elm trees and a couple of them had died and they risked falling on the house, so we had to have them taken down, but I was able to have the tree guys save me some of the large logs. So now I've got a few of these nice large logs. Some of them are kind of rotted and in bad shape, but I have a couple of large pieces and a few actual large logs that I will be able to use for some projects. The only thing is I got to figure out how to get those things sliced up. Now, a couple of ideas. I was thinking about maybe a chainsaw mill and getting one of those and being able to slice them up myself, or finding somebody that has a bandsaw mill locally to me that could either bring the mill to me or I could take the logs to them and have them sliced up. So I'm kind of investigating that right now, but that's going to be kind of cool. Some of them are pretty good size. I think the biggest one is about 18 inches. I mean, they're not humongous, but pretty good size. Definitely should be able to get a fair amount of boards out of them. Some slabs, maybe some boards. I'm not exactly sure yet what I'm going to do with them, but something along those lines, and we'll do some kind of a video when I get a little farther along in that. I don't know if it's going to be of slicing them up or what exactly that's going to be, but I'll definitely be sure to include some footage of that process when I'm able to do something with them. Mail call. So I got this package in the mail yesterday. This one is from a friend of mine. Sent me some stuff. Not sure what it is. Oh, cool. It's like some pieces of leather. Got some little wooden pieces, little dowel thingies. See what we can do with those. Got a little bag of those guys. Some hinges. And some different bits and pieces. I was talking to my friend a while back and we were talking about some different things to use for inlays for fret markers on guitars. I'm thinking that's what those are for. Yeah, I thought those some bullet shells, bullet casings would be really cool as fret marker inlays. So there's like a whole box of them. And Jim, buddy, why has that got a hole in the side? What's that for? I don't know what that's for. Were you trying to do something with that? What? And a t-shirt. Right on. Nice. Cool, man. Thank you very much. This is awesome. This is great stuff. With this piece of leather, seriously, I've been thinking about getting into doing some light leather work, so you do not know how perfect that timing is. So I'm gonna see what I can do with that. So I think that's about it, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning into this episode, and I gotta get this thing edited and then we are gonna be off for trick-or-treating. So happy Halloween. We'll see you guys next time.